boy, George Anthony, and welcome to another edition of Massive Action Mindset. Hey, listen, today we're sitting here, we're going to be talking about investments, Bitcoin mindset with my boy JC. You know, I met him a couple years ago when we were involved in another business, and just watching this man develop and the businesses that he's starting and where he's going has just been amazing. So I'm going to have JC introduce himself. He's going to give a little bit of background about where he's starting and the things that he's doing, and we're going to get right into it. So JC, it's all on you, bro.
Thanks, George. First of all, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. I witnessed your journey the last couple of years, bro, and it's fantastic. So, great guy right here for everybody that's watching. So, George, my name is JC Irurzun. My background is in finance. Let me just kind of back up. I was born and raised in Cuba, migrated to the United States. My parents wanted to build the American dream, and the American dream turned out to be, 40 years, 40 hours a week, nonstop work. So they instilled a great work ethic in me to go out there and be a great student, get great grades, and go out there and build a career. So I did that. I went into retail when I was young, became a store manager for Best Buy, worked there for nearly a decade, and then when I was 26 I went into banking and then became the youngest vice president here in South Florida for Bank of America in our commercial lending department. And it was a great career. Did that for 3.5 years, and at the age of 29, because of entrepreneurship, because of being able to generate income from home and on the side, I was able to walk away from my career in banking and just being a full-fledged entrepreneur. And now I get to do this and meet great, amazing people and just really pour into others, which is what I'm really passionate about.
I hear that, man. You know what? It's just amazing that 29 years old, you can make that decision of walking away from something. That's what most people are afraid of. We because of that
it is scary.
Yeah. Because of that indoctrination and that fear of, hey, if I take this leap, if I go off and take this risk and walk away from something that is steady, something that is secure, to something that is unknown, or where you're going to go with it, or if it's going to succeed or fail. That's where I'm striving to get to right now. I'm striving to get to that point to where I have options. I whether or not I want to leave or want to stay, I have an option to do so. Not just be in one place at one time. It's free.
And that's what it's about. I think in life we all want to have options. I used to remember waking up, Monday mornings, 6:30 a.m. I had a 45-minute commute without traffic to Boca, and which is about normally 25 minutes, 20 minutes tops. Sometimes it'd be 45 minutes to an hour and a half just to get to work. And Monday morning, after a long weekend of relaxing, it's just draining. You just don't feel like it. I haven't met a lot of people that wake up Monday morning and they're like, I'm just so excited to go to work today. So I felt that way for so many years, and I just wanted to have different options. I just wanted to be able to say, today I don't want to go to work. I just want to do what I love. And that's what became my driving factor, my motivator, just to go out there and change my life to create more options in it.
Yeah. Now I want to make sure that people know, just like you said, going out and making that decision, it's not easy. It's going to be difficult because when you work a job, you're being told, be here at this time here, take your lunch break at this time here, have this assignment done at this time here. And you have supervisors that are over you telling you to do this. When you step into entrepreneurship, you're your boss. Right. You're the one who's making your calendar. You're the one who's saying that, hey, I need to be here at this certain time, or I need to have this this specific topic or project completed, and you can blame no one but yourself. That's what, in my opinion, that's when the difficulty comes in, because the routine is being taken away, and now you're that person. So if you don't want to get up and do something that day, and you don't bring in any income, it's on you.
It is.
It's on you. So, when it comes to changing that mindset, this is what Massive Action Mindset is all about. It's about, again, bringing individuals on such as JC that's able to drop these nuggets and say, hey, this can be done. The only thing you have to do is focus. The only thing you have to have the will to get it done, and you can get it done. So, with that being said, now let's walk a little bit further down on, what you actually, just get a little bit about your background. Tell them a little bit more about you're walking away and what you're currently into right now?
Well, it wasn't overnight. So that's the first thing, I think most people need to understand that if you have a dream, if you have a goal or something you want to accomplish, there's something you're really passionate about and you feel that could be your way out, just know that it won't happen overnight. There's no such thing as an overnight success. I mean, it takes thousands of nights to become an overnight success, And for me, when I started, building a business from home, and that it was stressful. It wasn't. In the beginning, there was a learning curve that I didn't understand it because I was so programmed to do an activity and get an income for it. I did this and I got paid this. So when you become an entrepreneur, you do this and you do this, and then you turn around and there's nothing. And then you keep working and working and there's nothing. So that was the very first lesson that was real hard for me to grasp. And then from there, it all became about a mindset of, okay, how do entrepreneurs think? How do they go about their everyday life? And it started to evolve into, okay, well, how do I just compete against myself every single day? How do I compete against myself? And that was the start of the foundation to where I am today. So what we did last year, we've had a lot of great success with our home-based business. So last year we launched an organization that we call Fire Nation.
Okay.
And FIRE is an acronym for Financially Independent, Retired Early. And the idea is because you can be a lot of people have the desire for freedom to be an entrepreneur, but how do they get there?
Yes.
What's the roadmap? Because we all are so programmed to think like an employee of like my boss gives me the directions when I come in. Here's my itinerary for the day. Here's my schedule for the day. Here's what I have to do. It's all task-based, oriented, job. So as an entrepreneur, we wanted to create a way to kind of simulate that, but give you some creativity in the sense that, okay, when you come into Fire Nation, these are the tasks to become an entrepreneur. First you need to start developing your mindset. Why is it, people don't understand, why is it important to develop your mindset? When was the last time you read a book? And I ask this question all the time. People, when's the last time you read a book? And they're like, well, I read, Harry Potter. Actually, I'm like, well, when was the last time you read a book that made you better, that improved your mindset, not a book that took you into a fictional world where the hero conquers all and gets the girl, and because we all like life to be that way, but that book doesn't have instructions on how to do it. It just takes you and it helps you escape for a moment. But in the real world, you need nuts and bolts, and you need nuggets from people that have accomplished what you want to accomplish, and that's where personal development comes in. And there's so many great books out there, so many great books, but most people haven't read a book since high school. I mean, prior to me being an entrepreneur, college was the last books that I read were in college. I haven't picked up a book in years.
Exactly.
So when my mentor told me, hey, JC, like, you need to start reading, leaders are readers. And I was like, leaders are readers? What does that mean? It's like, start reading, you'll know. So,
you know what, man, just to expand on that a little bit more, you're absolutely right about that. And there's statistics out there that says that you have individuals go out and buy a book, but the majority of them don't get past the first chapter, let alone the first couple pages. So when it comes to reading these fantasy type books, what it is, it's a way to escape the reality of where you're at right now, because most of us have settled, and we're just going along just to get along in the space that we're in. But developing your mind, that is, once I started to truly get into that, once I started to truly understand that, once I started to read books by Napoleon Hill and look at Jim Rohn, read some things, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, listening to all these motivational speakers, learning about law of attraction. I've heard about it.
It's a real thing.
Good, but I never really learned about it, And it's when you start to truly understand these things and know that it's your mindset that actually let me run. The things that you're thinking about and you're taking in, if it's negative, when it comes to watching television, when it comes to watching politics, when it comes to engaging in friends that like to sit here and talk about others, that's all negative content that you're taking in, and you're storing something that really isn't going to give you back something that's positive.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to surround yourself around individuals that are positive. You need to surround yourself around individuals that are elevating themselves, and which in turn will help you push yourself to be a better person.
And it's funny you say that, because so I'm in the tech space as well. I created a VC fund last year. We got into the tech space, and that's been on a whole learning experience. And I like to think your mind is really like a computer. It's really like a computer. Computers have programs. They have, they perform tasks. They're able to, and you think about when you have a computer, and over the years you store all this data and all this information, and sometimes a virus sneaks in, or something gets in there that just it makes the operating system not work how it's supposed to. That's a lot of what happens to people when they hang out with negative sources, where it's your friend. You have to get a project you have to get done by Sunday night, but then your friend comes over Saturday and says, "Hey, let's go drinking tonight. Let's have a great time." And you're like, "I know I gotta get this done, but fine." That sounds a lot. That's what a virus does. That's what a virus does. It confuses a program to complete a task outside of what it was supposed to do, usually to benefit someone else, to benefit an outsider. So, it's been there's so many correlations. Everything in life is connected, and the more you try to understand how things work and how things are connected, I think it starts to really expand your mindset. So I keep my hard drive, my computer, clean, optimized. I got all my firewalls up, all my, I'm telling you, I can spot a virus from a mile away. I can spot a virus from a mile away, and I don't come near them. I mean, I immediately, somebody approaches my life with negativity, where they're like, "Hey, this is going on, and I can't believe it. This person is so." I'm like, first of all, calm down. Because in the grand scheme of things, this is just a moment in time.
Yes.
It's just a moment in time, and it too shall pass. But for you to give it so much meaning, so much momentum to it, you're going to take a little simple event, like someone talking bad about you, or someone said, you're going to take that little simple event and turn it into a catastrophic event. Because it's going to trigger other things in your life that are going to go in a negative spiral. So for me, people come up to me like that, I'm just like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. Here's my 2 cents. But if you cannot get past this moment, I'm telling you, just come back to me another time." Because, and I'm gonna say that politely, but
it is what it is.
I'm not like, bye.
No, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to. And it's not sometimes, you have to protect your space.
Right.
And what that means that those individuals that are bringing that negative energy into your space, you have to be able to repel it and say, you're that positive side of the magnet, they're that negative side of the magnet. And when they come in, you have to be able to repel it and say, "Hey, you know what? I can't deal with this right now. You keep bringing this stuff into my life, or you bringing this drama. I'm not a drama-filled person. I want the positive stuff. You want to talk about business? You want to talk about how we can start expanding? You want to talk about creating? You want to talk about new ideas? I'm all for it. Let's sit down and have this conversation. But if you want to bring the drama here, I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what we're going to do, we're going to go to commercial. And what I want you guys to do, if you're on Facebook, make sure you like, share, start a watch party, and comment. People, comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this information that we're bringing forth for you guys. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell, so you know that when we upload our new content, you know when we go live. Make sure you comment there as well. When we get back, JC is going to talk more about Fire Nation and where it's going. We'll be right back after this commercial break. What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Listen, I am so excited. Today is the launch of my book, The Bulletproof Mindset, Strategies for Developing a Resilient Mind. That's right, I'm an author, dog. Listen, you guys want to know the 4-step process, how I changed my rap to change my situation? Pre-order my book today. Go to bulletproof.bigganthony.com, bulletproof.bigganthony.com, and listen, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Big G Anthony the Third. That's Big G Anthony the Third, and on Facebook at Big G Anthony.
You have to change your mindset to change your situation. And guys, remember, Massive Action Mindset is on UGT TV Network 5 every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You guys come out and watch me so you can change your situation. Until then, peace.
What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Welcome back to Massive Action Mindset. And my boy, JC, who's sitting here talking about dropping knowledge before this first commercial about mindset and where he actually started from. Now we're going to get more into his business, Fire Nation, where it stemmed from, how the idea came about what, financially independent, retired early. Okay. Oh shoot, I got all this stuff. That's all right. But that's what we're going to get into. We're going to say how he created all this here, where this idea came from, and where he hopes to take it in 2020. Because this is a new decade right now. This is something that we can start anew. In 2010, if you're in the same place you were in, and it's 10 years later, it's time to start doing something differently. It's time to start looking for different options. It's time to start getting yourself a coach or someone that's going in the direction that you want to go and follow them. So with that being said, JC, let's get it back. Let everyone know about the business and how it came about and where you're going to take it.
You know, it's funny you said that the mentorship program is something that that I'm very passionate about. I think in life, everybody should have a mentor.
Yes.
Because we're all assigned a boss. Everybody gets a boss by default. Whenever you go into the workforce, you get a boss, but it's very hard to find a mentor. Sometimes you get lucky enough you have a boss who is also your mentor. But it's extremely important. I have a great mentor. I have several mentors in life. I mean, if you're watching and you don't have a mentor, it's okay. Pick up a book. They're also great mentors. But Fire Nation, the idea behind financial independence, retired early, it stemmed from just overall over the years. It's great when you have success. I mean, it's fantastic. You start to accomplish your goals. You start to feel this sense of joy, and it's a great feeling. But you start to realize a couple of things. So here's the first thing I realized when I retired from my job. Monday morning, I was free. I could do other things, right? But none of my friends could.
Yes.
All my friends were going to work. So all of a sudden now I'm at the gym by myself. With my, I'm not by myself, with my wife, who's my best friend. But none of our friends could join us. None of our friends could do any of those things. And you start to realize that it's great to be independent on your own, but if you could do it with your friends, then it'd be even better, right? It'd be even better if you and all your friends were financially independent. Because now, imagine all the activities you do on the weekends, you could do them every other day. And now it doesn't matter if it's Saturday or Sunday. And now on Wednesday, you can go out on the boat. You can do, great things, because you don't have to be at work anymore. So then that shifted my mindset as to, okay, how can I help others become financially independent? How can I help other people just start to expand their mindset to know that, the average millionaire who is financially independent has 5 to 7 streams of income, and it's documented, 5 to 7 streams of income, but all my friends have one, and so it became, okay, how do I get them to see the big picture, and some saw it right away, some are still trying to see it, some are walking around blindfolded, so, and that's, that's life. It's not everybody's going to see your vision, which is very important to understand, but you just go out there and you spread the message, and those who receive it will reciprocate it, right? And I started to just figure out ways of how do we make the entry or the barrier of entry to entrepreneurship simpler. And that's what Fire Nation came about. So with Fire Nation, we show you how to have multiple streams of income. We start to educate you on things outside of just your job, and it takes some time, it took me, I have 4. So I have 4 that are consistently coming in every single month passively. Where I shut my eyes, money, the income still comes in, right? And
let me just hold right there. I want to make sure you catch what he just said. Passive income. Something that you work now for, that you continuously get paid for over and over and over again. We have bills that come in every month, whether or not we want to or not. when you have one stream of income, you only get paid by going there, working that 40 or 80 hours, and then you get a paycheck. Passive income is the key to financial freedom. I'm sorry, man, go ahead.
No, it's good. And I'm glad you touched that, because it's actually a really common question, believe it or not. Like, hey, what's residual income? What's passive income? And I'm like, really? And then you always have to go back to think about, it's not really ever taught in schools. It's not. And that's where it always inspires me to hear that, because it just shows how much work we have left to do, how much more we have left to do. So Fire Nation, it's just like a buffet of education programs. It's an organization of like-minded people that came together and said, you know what, we all want to accomplish the same goal. How can we do it together? Okay. So, we offer mentorship programs. Maybe you want to learn how to invest into real estate, but you never had a mentor in real estate. We have mentors that can, help you accomplish this real estate goal. Maybe you want to, get into cryptocurrencies, but you don't understand the space. It's intimidating. And what is Bitcoin and all these things? Well, we have professionals. I own a startup in the cryptocurrency space. So, we have people that are industry experts, industry leaders in what they do, and then they take you under the wing, not because they have to, but because they want to.
Yes.
And you do have to do your part. Mm-hmm. It's not just like I have a mentor now, life's going to be great. No, it's actually, I think, is a mentor. It's tougher on you than your bosses, but they do it with love. Yeah. They do it with love because they want you to have what they have. Mm-hmm. See, your boss is tough on you because they want you to perform so they can make more money.
Exactly.
So they can get a raise, so they can get promoted, because the better their team does, right, the better it looks for them, for corporate, right? Your mentor wants to do it because he wants you to pass on the torch, to pass on your legacy to someone else, to pass on their legacy to someone else. Like my mentor, everything he pours onto me, he knows that one day I'm going to pour it to someone else. Yes. So if I surpass him and I become more widely known and have a bigger following, then he knows his message is going to go further with me than it ever could with him. So that's why it's important to find someone who inspires you, but also has had the success, has had the experience, so they can take away the landmines. Because as an entrepreneur, there are landmines everywhere. Mm-hmm. You're going to make mistakes, and the thing that sucks about entrepreneurship is that when you make mistakes, they all cost something. They're not free. Mistakes are not free in entrepreneurship. Everything has a price. So if you miss a meeting with someone, that meeting could have opened a door to $1 million deal. But because you were 5 minutes late, you missed the meeting. Everything in entrepreneurship has a price, and if you really overlook that, you're gonna miss out on an opportunity to speed up the process by decades. Some people get stuck. I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I'm like, well, what are your behaviors? What are your habits?
Yes.
What are your habits? Because it doesn't matter how long you're an entrepreneur for, it's how long you've been an efficient entrepreneur for. Because if you're not efficient, it doesn't matter how long I know people are entrepreneurs for 40 years, still can't crack a part-time income.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, you're right. And when it comes to, out of all of that, what I picked up from it is also time. You said if you're 5 minutes late, I know when it comes to being an entrepreneur, any entrepreneur, their time is so valuable because they know it's a commodity that you cannot replace. So they don't want to waste it. So that 5 minutes that you're late and missed that $1 million deal that may have opened another door, that's why you have to become more intentional about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Making up that schedule, doing that time audit, making sure that you are out here applying your time as efficiently as you possibly can in order to be as an efficient entrepreneur as you can. Time. You can always make back money, but you can never get back time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Because now, and to me, that was my first 2 years when I became an entrepreneur, like full time. It's been 3 years now. My first 2 years, it was such a difficult learning curve. Time management was so difficult. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you separate your life from your business? Because as an entrepreneur, we think, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm working 24/7. Well, if you do that, you better off having a job. You can have a better quality of life, because if you're always stressed out 24/7, always thinking about how am I going to make money, and that's not a life either. you know. So that's why passive income is such a key to entrepreneur. If you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you need to figure out a way to build a business that pays you passively. Because if you can't shut off for 2-3 days, you're gonna be worse off than if you had a job. You're gonna be stressed out all the time. You're gonna age rapidly because you're always working. You know, there's a quote that says, you know, some people, I'm not gonna butcher it, but someone said, I'd rather work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for myself than work 40 hours a week for someone else, right? And that's how a lot of entrepreneurs feel. But there are ways to improve that. You don't have to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for yourself. You know, you can figure out ways to make an income stream that is not dependent upon you being there all the time.
You know what, let's get into, because a lot of people don't know about passive income. You know, this is one of the tangents I said we're probably going to go off on. But a lot of people don't know about passive income. So let's tie it back into Fire Nation and have, you know, explain to them how can Fire Nation in these different industries help them or teach them to look for businesses that can help create passive income. Because people really don't know. I know you can get passive income from being a songwriter, if you're an actor and you're in the movies, you know, if you wrote a book.
How many people can do that?
How many people can do that? So real estate, you know, people will talk about real estate. So what are some things when it comes to passive income that the viewers here can start looking into and researching and go out and take a step in?
Yeah, that's a great question, because it takes, to earn passive income in the traditional space, you need money.
Yes.
You need a lot of capital, right? Because then you get a return on your investment, on ROI, right? Mm-hmm. So the way that a lot of people do is they'll think, okay, well, I'm going to become a landlord. You know, real estate, I'm going to become a landlord, and I'm going to buy this house, and I'm going to have it generate passive income for me. Well, that's a great, you know, approach to being, I think, for first time. But the thing is, for most people, first of all, you need to have the capital to buy an additional income property.
Yes.
So the way that we focus is we have to break down the fundamentals. First, we need to help you make more money so you can have more money to invest.
Yes.
Right? Because you can save and I have friends that have done this, you can save for 20 years, right, and buy an investment property, right? And you buy it at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. And then 2008 happens and the market crashes. And now your 20 years of saving that you were saving since the early 90s, all of a sudden it's gone overnight.
Yeah.
You have to foreclose the property, nobody's going to rent it because nobody's renting right now. Then, yeah. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I just made the worst mistake of my life. I invested my entire savings into an income stream that was going to make an additional $400 a month, or an additional $500 a month, right? And you just, that's it, it's gone. So with Fire Nation, what we focus on is, okay, first let's lower your risk, let's lower your exposure, and let's show you how to become an entrepreneur and earn more income, right? To speed up that process, but do it in less riskier businesses, right? Like e-commerce, you know, things that you can do on your spare time, right? That you can do on your spare time, and that add more income to your pocket, but they're not they're not exposing you financially to a lot of risk. Yeah. And then once you start to do that, that becomes your second stream of income, right? And you do it from home, and it's fun, and it's cool. You do it on the weekends, right? And you do it at nights, and you feel like you're striving, you're moving forward in life, and all of a sudden that stream starts to grow. And that's what happened with me, right? My second stream started almost making as much income as my first stream, and I was making 6 figures at the bank. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it's like, okay, now what do I do with all this extra money?
Exactly.
Here's where the first mistake happens. People go out like I did, and they go buy a Porsche. They go buy a Porsche. They go buy a Rolex. Mm-hmm. They go buy things to impress people, to let them know that they're doing good.
Yeah.
Instead of taking that and diversifying it to the third string and the fourth string. See, there's nothing wrong with having materialistic things.
Yeah, nothing at all.
There's nothing wrong with having materialistic things. I just think they should be paid for by someone else.
Yes.
Not by you.
Oh. So with that ideology right there, that's more like a Grant Cardone type of thing.
Right.
Where he says that,
he's made it very popular.
Yeah. Where he says that, hey, I went out here, I bought this jet, but it was because of the asset that I sold, and it was a tax break that he was looking for.
Exactly.
And he needed to take this money and buy something that was for the business, or else he was going to get hit with a bunch of taxes.
That's right off, yeah.
That's how he did it.
Yeah, and that's what most wealthy people do. I mean, you're gonna have to pay Uncle Sam, so you need write-offs, right? And I think for a lot of people, that's there's so many things that you can go on.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on another tangent, on that. But yeah, that's the mindset. I mean,
yeah. Well, I can tell you, man, that's what we definitely need to do when it comes to finding less riskier things. The e-commerce, I know it's booming right now, and it's something that you can go out and go do for little or nothing. You invest a little bit of money by going buy and sell 70% off, 20% off, 50% off, and you look on eBay, Amazon, what they're selling for, where you can actually double your prices. You buy something for $9, you can go sell it for $40. So yes, I get it. It's less risk, more reward.
Yeah.
So you guys need to sit here. Next segment, we're going to go to commercial. JC is going to come back and tell you how you can get in touch with him, how you can get in contact with Fire Nation. So if you guys want to go out and start looking into these less riskier ways to invest your money to create a second or third stream of income, this is the man to get to. But before we go, make sure that you go on Facebook, you like, subscribe, comment, start a watch party if you're on YouTube. Like it, subscribe, comment, so I know that there's value, that we're creating value here for you. Ask questions, and I'll make sure that we answer them on the next show. We'll be right back after this message.
What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Listen, I am so excited. Today is the launch of my book, The Bulletproof Mindset, Strategies for Developing a Resilient Mind. That's right. I'm an author, dog. Listen, you guys want to know the 4-step process, how I changed my rap to change my situation? Pre-order my book today. Go to bulletproof.bigganthony.com, bulletproof.bigganthony.com, and listen, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Big G Anthony the Third. That's Big G Anthony the Third, and on Facebook at Big G Anthony. You have to change your mindset to change your situation. And guys, remember, Massive Action Mindset is on UGT TV Network 5 every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You guys come out and watch me so you can change your situation. Until then, peace.
What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Welcome back to Massive Action Mindset. And you know what? I hope you guys have been enjoying this episode of Massive Action Mindset with JC, because he's been dropping some mindset nuggets. He's been dropping how to start passive income nuggets. It's just been a fire show. This is what the individuals I like bringing on here that can add to this energy and start pushing and starting a movement with taking action to achieve your goals, dreams, and aspirations in 2020. Again, it's a new decade. It's a new start. If you don't like where you at, you owe it to yourself to change and move it. You owe it to yourself. With that being said, though, I'm going to let JC let you know how you can get in touch with them on social media, how you can get involved in Fire Nation, and let him give all this information that he needs to give to put out to you guys so you can reach out to him.
Awesome. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. Yeah. My passion in life is to help people. So if you're watching this and you're in that place in life where you're just like, you know what, I've tried and I failed, but I'm willing to try again. Great, let's connect. If you're in that place where you're like, you know what, I'm willing to take a chance. I'm willing to take a risk. I'm willing to, learn something new. Great, reach out. And we have several ways you can reach out. Me personally, you can reach out to me. I have a Facebook page, JC Irurzun. That's just JC and then my last name, Irurzun.
Tell them how to spell that.
Irurzun. You can put it on the comment. But JC Irurzun. And then I also have my personal Facebook page. Obviously, if you reach out to me there, you can as well, but it may get maxed out, so I have to remove people sometimes. Mm-hmm. The other thing too is their Instagram. My Instagram is at @onlyjosecarlos. I've had it for so many years. I never changed it. It was my original tag in 2013. So you know what? Let's stay with it. But it's only Jose Carlos. And then FireNation.io. That's the most important one. FireNation.io stands for Internet Organization. And FireNation.io, you go there and you can hit chat with us. You know, someone will, myself or my wife or someone will reach out to you immediately, and then just connect. Connect, drop us a line, tell us where you are in life. Just if you want to learn more, we're gonna have the website is being launched now, but it's still under construction. Some aspects of it, like the educational courses and the free value stuff that we're gonna give. That content is being created now, and our goal when you get there is that you feel like it's okay. This is something that I want to be a part of. This is something that the energy, the people, that are involved in it, they're genuine. They're giving me so much for free. How are they even making any money? That's how I wanted to feel. Like I wanted to feel like, how do these people even make money? Because they're giving me everything for free. Mm-hmm. And that's the message that I want to pass on, because there's such an abundance of wealth in this world. I mean, there's so much wealth in this world. For you to walk around with this scarcity mindset that there's not enough, so I have to keep, I have to charge you for this, and if you click on this button, it's going to cost you $10. If you click here, it's going to cost you more. Why? Why? You're going to make so much more empowering others to spread your message than by getting one-time little sales here and there. So
you know what, man? What you just said, scarcity and abundance mindset. A lot of us are living in this scarcity mindset. A lot of us are going into thinking that, I have to be competitive with everyone out here. There's enough in this world to go around tenfold that it does not matter if you're in the same space. What matters is that what value are you providing to attract the individual that's going to resonate with you. And yes, Jim Rohn said, you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. And we have to go out here with this abundant mindset of just, hey, you know what? I'm here providing value. I want to help. I want to get you to get to that next level or assist you in becoming the best version of yourself. And if I can do that, if JC can do that, if Serena, who's sitting behind the camera, can do that, we all have these people that come into our lives for reasons and for seasons. And we have to sit here and be able to recognize those things so that we could start building ourselves up and break this cycle of poverty and debt and start creating some sort of positive income and leaving a legacy for our kids, our great-grandkids, our great-great-grandkids. So anything else, man, you need to know when it comes to your websites or any other social media or YouTube at all or anything?
No, we are going to start Fire Nation TV,
which
is going to be great for additional value and content. So that YouTube channel is live, so you can go there and subscribe Fire Nation TV. And our goal with that is just to just start to expand the mind a little bit more than where it's at right now. But everything's sort of basically go through FireNation.io, and then my social media channels. I'm very active on Instagram. I'm very active on Facebook. So if you're on Instagram, you can reach out to me only at only Jose Carlos. Just send me a DM. You can follow me there, and then we can connect. But I try to give value where I can. I mean, my life it's a very good busy. I'm not busy in the sense that I'm like overly stressed and always doing something, but I'm busy in the sense that I'm always trying to learn something, or I'm having a conversation. So I'm working with someone where I'm not actively doing 25 hours of stories on Instagram and things along. If you're gonna try to get like a TV show out of my Instagram, it's not about that. But I try to give enough value when I can to just share with people what I've learned today, or this was a lesson that I experienced today, or give me some thoughts of what you would have done differently and things along those lines. So I like to engage with
engage that way. And I think we had a conversation in one of my last shows, but when it comes to content, everyone says, I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know if anybody wants to listen to me. If you had to give them just a bit of advice when it comes to coming up with content, like you just said, if it's something that you learned, or something that, how something affects you in that day, what would you tell someone that's starting up their own Instagram and want to start building some sort of following?
Right. I think that's what most people feel intimidated. I mean, my wife is, over the years, she's always like, what can I pour into people? What can I do on my Instagram? And I would say, have so much knowledge of just your past experiences. There are so many people out there that are going to go and make the mistakes that we've already made. They're going to go out there and make the wrong phone call. And, you can help them by just sharing about your life, your story. Your story is so powerful. Your story is so powerful, and when you go on social media and you just everything can help. If you're driving down the highway and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a 3-hour pileup right here. Don't take I-95 right now. Yeah. You can go on Instagram and talk about it. You can become the traffic person. And all of a sudden, every time you're on Instagram, you're telling people where not to go through. There's traffic and all this. There's so many. You can just bring value to people's lives in so many ways. You go to the groceries. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. You go to the grocery store and there's sales on items at the grocery store. You could be the person that now goes to the grocery stores and shows people what's on sale. You can get a following doing anything, but as long as you bring value to people's lives, and that's just what it is. I'm telling you, and that's what Fire Nation is. We help you explore these creativity things. Like, think about it. Like, who would have thought? There's a YouTuber that makes millions of dollars reviewing toys.
Yes. A kid.
So you think about that, like, who would have thought that? If you think about, like, oh man, maybe I review this plant and maybe it sounds stupid. No, there's somebody out there who's looking to buy this. And if you start reviewing all of them, guess what? They'll subscribe to your channel because they're passionate about that. Exactly. You can review anything. You can review shoes. There are people that review, Nike shoes, and they get endorsed by Nike and get free shoes from them. Like, hey,
they have this one thing, is what's it, moped or whatever. The people who go out and just sit around and crack and eat crabs. Or if you have millions of followers just sitting here watching you eat food. So you can go out and do anything. I just want to end this segment with this. When it comes to content, what I've always been told, how you have just, content that is overflowing is just learn, do, teach. You learn something, you do it, then you teach it. That's what getting on content, that's how you create your content. Because the way you interpret it, your perception of that information is going to be different than mine. It's going to be different than JC's. So the way you present it will be different. And you will have those individuals that's going to resonate with you. We're going to be right back after this commercial. Make sure if you're on Facebook, you like, share, comment, and start a watch party. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the bell so you know when we're uploading our content. We'll be right back with The Hanger.
What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Listen, I am so excited. Today is the launch of my book, The Bulletproof Mindset, Strategies for Developing a Resilient Mind. That's right. I'm an author, dog. Listen, you guys want to know the 4-step process, how I changed my rap to change my situation? Pre-order my book today. Go to bulletproof.bigganthony.com, bulletproof.bigganthony.com, and listen, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Big G Anthony the Third. That's Big G Anthony the Third, and on Facebook at Big G Anthony. You have to change your mindset to change your situation. And guys, remember, Massive Action Mindset is on UGT TV Network 5 every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You guys come out and watch me so you can change your situation. Until then, peace.
What up, world? It's your boy, George Anthony, aka Big G Anthony. Welcome back to Massive Action Mindset, and we're now in the hangar. What JC is going to do, he's going to give you 3 actionable steps of what to do next. So I'm going to turn it over to him. Like I always promise, I believe this show here, we have dropped a plethora of nuggets that you can go out here and start down that road of achieving your goals, dreams, and aspirations. But JC is going to give you what you can do next.
Yeah, I think and if you're tuned in this far, thank you. At least, I'm glad I was that interesting. But here's what I would say: 3 actionable steps. The very first one is just decide. decide, make a decision that after today things are going to be different. That after today you're going to either focus more or you're going to get started. You're finally going to hit that button and get started, because without a decision all this is pointless. You're just exploring, wishes and dreams. So make a decision that this year, let's start with short-term goals. A lot of people want, the decade is great, but let's start with this year. This year is going to be a different year than it was last year. So make that decision. 2, reach out to me. Reach out to myself. Go to firenation.io, message me on social media. Just make that introduction. You never know what's going to come from a conversation. When you reach out to me, we're not, this isn't a sales pitch or anything along those lines. We're just going to have a conversation so I can just explore where you are in life and what you're trying to accomplish, so I can make sure that I can even be of service to you. I'm sure I will be able to. I have someone in our organization that can, because we have mentors, and so many mentors in our organization. So that's the second step. And the third step is just take action. Take action. Go out there and just take massive action. Like there you go. So take massive action, because without it, it's just a pipe dream. Without it, you're just contemplating whether you should do it or not. And it's not about I'll do it tomorrow. I'm doing it now. Yeah. I'm watching this now. I hung on here this long. I like what they're saying. I'm gonna take action now. Yeah. So 3 steps: make a decision. 2, get a hold of us, firenation.io, or message us on social media. And 3, take action. Just go out there and take action and reach out.
All right, man. Just give them your social media contact one last time so they know how to reach out to you and where to find you.
Fantastic. So it's JC Irurzun, as in zebra, U as in Nancy, Irurzun on Facebook, and on Instagram is @only Jose, Jose Carlos, Carlos. Only Jose Carlos, and then firenation.io. There'll be a button on the main screen. You can say contact us, chat with us, and we'll immediately reach out to you.
All right, guys. You know what? Again, this is coming to the end of Massive Action Mindset. I just want to make sure you guys know how to reach out to me. It's Massive Action Mindset on YouTube. If it's on Facebook or Instagram, it's @BigGAnthony III. That's III. So, guys, again, let's make something different. If you don't like the situation that you're in, you have to change your mindset to change your situation. We'll see you later. Peace.
Hi guys, my name is Franz, the CEO of Richmond Look. We are inside of Boynton Beach location, our only location in South Florida as of now. It's located at 474 North Federal Highway, Boynton Beach, Florida, zip code 33435. Our phone number, not many people use it. People tend to send us message on Instagram now, but the phone number is 561-317-5981. It's a beautiful store. Please stop by and see us.
How you doing? My name's Carlos,
My name is Eddie.
and we're here at JP's Barbershop, located at 1800 South Dixie Highway, Lake Worth, Florida, 33460. If you want to come show us love, we'll be here waiting on you, ready to make you happy. You can contact me at 786-740-8171.
And you can contact me at 561-248-4702. You can come by, anytime you guys want, and we'll get you ready.